This is an instructional video on solving for the interior angles of a triangle. When you have a triangle, the three angles that are on the inside can add up together to equal 180. You add all three angles. If you have an equation as one of the angles, you may have to go an extra step further and take your answer and plug it back into the equation. To find each angle measure. For this problem, we're going to take all three angles, 5x plus 5, and we're going to add it to the 3x plus 5. And this little box down here representing letter B represents 90 degrees. And we set it equal to 180. When we combine like terms, we can combine 5x plus 3x. 5 plus 3 is going to give us 8x. We can also combine the plus 5, and the plus 90. 5 plus 5 plus 90 is going to give us 100. Still combining like terms, 100 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. We subtract. 180 minus 100 is going to give us 80. Still combining like terms, and our last step is to divide. The 8 and the x side by side means multiply. We do the opposite, we divide. X equals 10. We have to take that answer and plug it back into each equation. The 5 times our answer 10 is going to give us 50, plus 5 is going to give us 55. Letter A is 55 degrees. We already know B is 90 because that square represents 90. And for 3x plus 5, we're going to do 3 times 10, our answer, plus 5. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 5 is going to give us 35 degrees. For this triangle, again, we are going to take all three angles and add them together. So we can go ahead and add up the 13x minus 3 plus the other angle, 6x plus 1, plus the last angle, 68, and it's going to equal 180. When we combine like terms, we can combine the 13x plus the 6x. 13 plus 6 is going to give us 19. Still combining like terms, the minus 3, the plus 1, and the plus 68 is going to give us 66 degrees. And we know that that's going to equal our 180. Still combining like terms, 66 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. Instead of plus 66, we do the opposite. We do a minus 66. 180 minus 66 is 114. And our last step is going to be to divide. In this case, we are going to divide by 19. And we end up with the answer x equals 6. But we are not finished. We have to plug our answer back into both equations. We already know angle F is 68 degrees. We have to solve the other two. Instead of 13x minus 3, we're going to use our answer 6. 13 times 6 is going to give us 78, minus 3 is going to give us 75. Angle D is 75 degrees. The last angle, angle E, we plug in our answer to 6x plus 1. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. Angle E is 37 degrees. Again, for a triangle, you add all the inside angles together. So 4x minus 20 plus 2x equals 180. When we go to combine our like terms, 4x plus 2x plus 2x can all be combined. 4 plus 2 plus 2 is going to give us 8x. Still combining like terms, the minus 20 and the 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. Instead of a minus 20, we do the opposite. We do a plus 20. 180 plus 20 is going to give us 200. And then our last step is to divide. We divide by 8. 200 divided by 8 is going to give us 25. X equals 25. We have to take that answer and plug it back into each equation. So starting with angle H, 4x minus 20, using our answer 25, 4 times 25 is 100. 100 minus 20 is going to give us 80. For letter G, we have the equation 2x, so 2 times 25, which is going to give us 50. And for letter I, we have the equation 2x, so 2 times 25, which is also going to give us 50. For our triangle, we're going to add the 17x plus 1 plus the 5x plus 2 plus the 7x plus 3. When we add all of the angles together, we make them equal to 180 degrees. When we go to combine our like terms, 17 plus 5 plus 7 all have the x variable. And so we can combine those, 17 plus 5 plus 7, to give us 29x. We can also combine our standard numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 3, to give us 6. Still combining like terms, 6 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. Instead of a plus 6, we do a minus 6. 180 minus 6 is going to give you a 174. And our last step is going to be to divide. We're going to divide by 29. 174 divided by 29 is going to give you 6. We take that answer and we plug it back into each equation. For the 17x plus 1, we're going to do 17 times 6, which is 102, plus 1, which is 103. For the second angle, 5x plus 2, we use our answer 6. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 2 is going to give us 32. And for our last angle, 7 times 6 is going to give you 42, plus 3 is going to give you 45. For this problem, we're going to take all three angles, 5x minus 1, 4x plus 12, and 4x, and we're going to add them all together. It does not matter what order you add your angles, all of them will still get you the same answer. And we set it equal to 180. When we combine our like terms, we can combine the 5x plus 4x plus 4x. 5 plus 4 plus 4 is going to give us 13x. Combining the minus 1 plus 12 is going to give us plus 11. Still combining like terms, 11 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. Instead of plus 11, we do the opposite. We do a minus 11, which is going to give us a 169. And our last step is to divide. 169 divided by 13 is going to give us 13. We have to take our answer and plug it back into each equation. Starting with the 5x minus 1, 5 times 13 is going to give us 65, minus 1 is going to give us 64 degrees. For the 4x plus 12, we're going to do 4 times 13, which is going to give us 52, plus 12, which is going to give us 64. And the last one, 4x, so 4 times 13, which is going to give us 52 degrees. For this triangle, again, we're following that same pattern. We're going to add all of our numbers together. It does not matter what order we add all the numbers together in. 7x plus 3x, and we know that that square equals 90. When we go to combine our like terms, 7x plus 3x is going to give us 10x. Still combining like terms, 90 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation. Instead of a plus 90, we do the opposite, we do a minus 90. 180 minus 90 is 90. And our last step is to divide. We divide by 10. 90 divided by 10 is 9. We have to take that answer and plug it into our equations. Instead of 7x, we do 7 times 9, which is going to give us 63. For 3x, instead of 3 times x, we do 3 times 9, which is going to give us 27. And again, we already know that our square represents a 90-degree angle. Following our same method, we are going to add all three angles together. 10x minus 4 plus the 2x plus 4 plus the 3x equal to 180. We are going to add up all of our like terms. So we can add up the 10x plus 2x plus 3x, which is going to give us a 15x. The minus 4 and the plus 4, which is going to give us 0. We do not have to write zeros. They're not important. We don't have any more like terms to combine, and so our last step is just going to be to divide. When we divide 180 divided by 15, and we get 12. We have to take that answer and plug it back into each equation. Starting with letter C, 10x minus 4, we use our answer 12. 10 times 12 is 120, minus 4 is 116. For letter V, 2x plus 4, we use our answer 12. 2 times 12 is 24, plus 4 is going to give you 28 degrees. And for the last equation R, 3x, 3 times 12 is going to give you 36 degrees. Again, still following our same pattern, we are adding up all of our three angles. The 2x plus 9, the 2x minus 10, and the x plus 6, and they are equal to 180 degrees. We start by combining our like terms, 2x plus x. Remember, we know that this is an understood 1. 2 plus 1 is going to give us a 5x. For our other numbers, 9 minus 10 plus 6 is going to give us a plus 5. Still combining like terms, plus 5 and 180 are on opposite sides, so we do the opposite operation, we do a minus 5. 180 minus 5 is 175. And then our last step is to divide. We divide by 5. 175 divided by 5 is going to give us 35. We take our answer and we plug it back into each equation. Starting with letter U, 2x plus 9, so 2 times 35, it's going to give us 70, plus 9 is going to give us 79. For letter S, 2x minus 10, 2 times 35 is going to give us 70, minus 10 is going to give us 60. And for letter V, x plus 6, 35 plus 6 is going to give us 41 degrees.